Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Sufi voice focuses on Shariat, Tariqat, Haqiqat, Marifat and Mohabbat. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and merciful. Hazrat Merran Syed Hussaini Rahmatullah Alameen Dargah is located in Taragarh fort of Ajmer Sharif. The Ajmer city in the past was known as Ajmer, and it was ruled by the king Raja Rai Pithora. It was a very big kingdom and was famous for its magical practices. The Rajguru Jadugar Jaipal was very famous with his magic acts. He was a proud and cruel magician, and he always troubled people in the kingdom with his magic tricks. One of his magic acts was to lit a magic light every night and set it free in the sky. The light would shed its rays to far off places, and the light was seen by Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish of Bukhara. The saint understood that the light was created by Jadugar Jaipal, and Hazrat was not happy for misusing the magical powers, and he decided to visit India as early as possible. Hazrat started on his journey and reached Gohar Ghati in India. In Gohar Ghati, Hazrat started preaching Sufi principles to the people in Gohar Ghati. One day, when Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish was sitting under a tree, he saw a lady carrying a pot on her head. Hazrat stopped the lady and asked what was she carrying in the pot and where was she taking the pot. The lady replied that she was carrying curd in the pot and she used to supply curd to the royal kitchen. Hazrat asked her, "Is the curd really very tasty?" The lady replied, "Yes, indeed it is very tasty." Then Hazrat said, "How much will you get for this curd?" So the lady replied, she gets 2 ashrafin, that is 2 gold coins, as a cost of the curd from the royal kitchen. Then Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish asked the lady to give him the curd, and he is ready to pay her 2 gold coins. The lady gave to Hazrat the curd, and Hazrat gave the lady 2 ashrafin. When Hazrat tasted the curd with his finger, he had found the curd to be sour. It was not delicious as the lady had described. Hazrat did not like the curd, but the impression of his finger was left in the curd. And Hazrat even did not take back the two gold coins and asked the lady to leave. The greedy lady took the curd with Hazrat's impression in it and gave the curd in the royal kitchen. While cooking, the royal chefs understood that the curd was tasted by somebody before it was brought to the kitchen, and they informed the same to the king. King was not happy because someone has tasted the curd before it reached the kingdom. So he immediately called the lady in his palace and asked the lady who dared to taste the curd. In the beginning, the lady did not reveal the fact and she said she was not aware. But when the king threatened it, if she doesn't tell the truth, she will be killed. Then the lady misrepresented the fact and said it was Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish who had forced her to give the curd, and she was helpless. Then the angry king asked his soldiers to immediately present Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish in his palace. The soldiers went and brought Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish before the king. Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish tried to make the things clear that it was not his fault. He has taken the curd, but at the same time, he has also paid the money for the curd. And later, he has returned both the curd and the money. But Raja was not happy with the answer and he decided to kill Hazrat. Before Raja gave his final judgment, Raja's daughter Tarabai, who was a learned astrologer, advised the king Raja not to kill Hazrat, as killing Hazrat bring uh, may bring misfortune to the kingdom and may even destroy the kingdom. King listened to Tarabai's words and changed his mind and later ordered the soldiers to cut Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish's finger. Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish was in a deep sorrow. He couldn't take up the insult and left the place with his finger. He once again went to Gogar Ghati and buried the finger there and decided to visit Madinah Munawwara and complain about the king to Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam. With this intention, he started his journey to Madinah Munawwara. While he was staying in Madinah Munawwara, one day he had a dream. In the dream, he had seen Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had said that his problem will be solved with the help of Meeran Sahib of Mashhad. You better go to Mashhad as soon as possible, and by the time you reach Mashhad, Meeran Sahib will be aware of your problem and he will surely help you to solve the problem. Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish was very happy and he immediately started the journey from Madinah Munawwara to Mashhad. In the meantime, Meeran Sahib of Mashhad also had a dream, And in the dream, Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had instructed him to help Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish, as he would soon reach him. By the time Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish reached Masjid, it was a marriage ceremony. Meeran Sahib was wearing a bridegroom dress, and it was his marriage day. He was getting married. Seeing Hazrat Roshan Ali Darwish, Meeran Sahib understood and recollected the dream. He said, Prophet's words ought to be given topmost priority. I would immediately start with my soldiers and we will set on a journey to Taragarh. So, like this, along with Hazrat Meeran Sahib and his soldiers, they all started a journey to India. On the journey, they could easily take up the troubles as the Almighty Allah and the blessings of Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam were with them. When they reached Bodha Pushkar, there was no water for wudu, and without wudu, namaz cannot be performed. So, to have water, Hazrat Meeran Sahib had thrown his neza on the ground, which created a fountain of water with which all the soldiers had performed ablution and performed the namaz. After a long journey, they reached the place Annasagar Lake and were taking rest on this lake place. The local people of Annasagar Lake thought that Meeran Sahib and his soldiers were all merchants, saudagars, and they were all wonderstruck with their horses, as their horses were very beautiful. The news of the special kind of horses spread to the king, and the king ordered his son to take as much money as possible with them and buy the most beautiful horse from the merchants. As per the king's order, the king's sons reached the place where Hazrat Meeran Sahib and his soldiers were taking rest. The two sons of the king decided to purchase Meeran Sahib's horse, which was named as King. The word King in Persia means white. The horse was pure white and it had a special grace on it. The two king's sons reached Hazrat Meeran Sahib and requested him to sell the horse. But Meeran Sahib said it was his personal horse and he had no intention to sell it. But still, the king's sons requested him again and again to sell the horse. So Meeran Sahib said, I will sell the horse upon two conditions. The first condition is, it is not me who is going to fix the price. The price will be fixed by the horse. The horse will lift its legs and knock the floor, creating a big pit. If you can fill the pit with money, then horse is yours. And the second condition is, this horse is the king of all other horses, and it doesn't leave them alone. If by chance this horse returns to me during the night, I will never return it to you. The two sons agreed to the conditions, went back to their kingdom, and kept the condition and details before the king. The king was very happy and gave him money to purchase the horse. When they returned with money, Hazrat Merran Sahib has given a command to King Horse to hit the floor. The horse created such a big pit that whatever money the king's sons brought was not sufficient to fill the pit. Still, it was empty. Hazrat Meeran Sahib understood their condition and said, "It will be very difficult for you to fill the pit with money, but still, I am ready to give you the horse with only one condition, that if this horse returns to me later, I will never give it once again to you." The two sons were happy and they gave the money to Hazrat Meeran Sahib and took the horse along with them. They tied up the horse in the royal stable in a tight security, taking all the care that the horse was secure. But in the late hours of the night, the horse managed to break its ropes and, struggling with other horses, it finally reached the place where Meeran Sahib were taking rest. The next day morning, when the sons and the king reached the royal stable, they found that the ropes were broken. Some of the horses were severely injured, and even few of the horses died. This made the king very angry, and he immediately set to meet Hazrat Meeran Sahib, and he said the horse has to be returned at any cost, otherwise they have to go for a fight. Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen told the king that their purpose of visit was not to wage a war. They were peace lovers, but the king resisted and the king wanted to fight. So that's half the fight had started between Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussaini Rahmatullah Alameen and the king. One day, when Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen was performing Zuhr Namaz, the Jadugar Jaipal had understood about the weak point. As Hazrat was busy in the prayers, he wanted to kill Hazrat Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen with his magical powers. He used his energy to break a part of the mountain and throw that part of the mountain on Hazrat Mira Syed Hussaini Rahmatullah Alameen. The stone came rolling and it stood rolling just above the head of Hazrat Mira Syed Hussaini as Hazrat was in deep prayer. Once Hazrat completed his prayer, opened his eyes, he had seen the rolling stone very close to his head. And he said to the stone, "If you have come on the command of Allah and His Rasul, then I have no objection. And if it is the Jadugar who has sent you, then you will lose your identity. The stone replied, it was the Jadugar who has sent him. And the stone was helpless. It was not the stone's intention, but it was Jadugar's intention. So, when the stone replied this, the stone started getting into pieces, and the stone started losing its identity. Then, once again, the stone started begging Hazrat, Hazrat, I don't want to lose my identity. Please protect me. The merciful Hazrat had given support to the stand by his two fingers, and he also used his chabuk, that is driving stick, to give support to the stone. The horse king also helped Hazrat to save the stone by supporting the stone with its knee, and the stone has regained its, and the melting of the stone stopped. The war continued for many days and months, and finally Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alamin was victorious, and the Taragarh fort was under the control of Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alamin. During his ruling in the fort, Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alamin was very gentle and noble in his spiritual preachings, and people liked his ways of teaching very much. They inspired him a lot, and they liked him a lot. In a very short time, he became very famous among the people of Taragarh. Among one of the miracles of Taragarh is a tree planted by Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussaini Rahmatullah Alamin, which is known as a Bundi tree. The specialty of this tree is whoever eats fruit of this tree will be blessed with a child. And this had been a miraculous tree, blessing children to thousands and many people who had been deprived of children. In the later days, the king and his people did not like the way that they have lost the fort. They were looking for a weak point, and finally they decided to attack the fort once again when Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alamin and his followers were engaged in prayer. So they waited for Hazrat and his people to start the prayer. And suddenly during the Zohar prayer, the soldiers attacked the place. And as they were in the middle of the prayers, they couldn't fight back. And Hazrat Mirza Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alamin had taken up the Shahidi had taken up the Shahid position. Along with him, his followers also had taken the Shahidin position. The whole fort was turned into a valley of sorrow, filled up with the blood of soldiers who were involved in the prayer. The Janazah Namaz of Hazrat Meera Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen was performed by our beloved Hazrat Khwaja Garibun Nawaz Rahmatullah Alameen, and Mazar Sharif of Hazrat Meera Syed Hussaini Rahmatullah Alameen and the King's Mazar Sharif are built inside the fort. The fort stands as attraction for people who are in help. There is a strong belief that whoever reaches this fort and prays to Hazrat Meera Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen, his prayers will be always answered. If we talk about other miracles of Hazrat Meera Syed Hussaini, one miracle is that whoever applies the mehndi from the pillars of the dargah on his right hand is sure to get married. Again, this is a boom to people who have difficulty in getting married, and this had been happening for many years. During the time of the war, Hazrat Meera Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen was in bridegroom dress, and so during the Urus time, that is Rajab 15 to 18, all marriage ceremonies are duly performed, and every year an annual miracle takes place in Hazrat Meera Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen's dargah. During the 3 days, the dargah is cleaned and special threads are tied and mehndi is applied to the pillars. Quran is recited, and on the 3rd day, that is 18th of Rajab, at 1:30 p.m., the Dargah Sharif of Hazrat Meera Syed Hussaini Rahmatullah Alameen starts shaking for a few seconds. Due to this shaking, the mehndi applied on the towers and the threads are teared apart, broken into pieces. This live miracle can be noticed even today during the Urus time, that is 18th Rajab. When we talk about other miracles related to the dargah, on one side of the dargah we'll find two small mazar. One of the mazar is against the Islamic rules. As per the Islamic rule, the mazar face or mazar's head side should be facing Qibla. But this mazar's legs will be facing Qibla, which is not permitted in Islamic laws. When Aurangzeb has visited Hazrat Meera Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen Dargah, he couldn't digest the fact that the Dargah's legs were towards Qibla, and he corrected the position of the mazar 7 times, and every time he corrected it, the mazar had regained its position. When 8th time Aurangzeb tried to correct the mazar, a voice came from inside. Hazrat Meera Syed Hussain Rahmatullah Alameen is our Murshid, and we face towards our Murshid. Our Murshid is our Qibla. So when the voice came from inside, then Aurangzeb repented how foolish he was, and he understood the significance and position of Shahid in the eyes of Allah, and he left the place. Thank you.